so let's consider this. Another demonstration of the Faraday's law. Let's use the elements that we have. So this is the copper that gained 2 electrons to deposit the copper atom. Now, we have 2 electrons. Remember, we've actually calculated the amount of charge contained by 1 mole of electron. Now, anytime you see the electron, as soon as you see the number of electron in ionic equation, the number of electron gives you the number of Faraday that was passed into that solution. Now, this is the copper deposited, and the mass deposited is equal to the atomic mass of that very element. So when it gains 2 electrons, it means we are passing 2 Faraday to this solution, and the mass of the substance deposited at that point in time is the atomic mass of the element. So we have 2 electrons. So as soon as we see the 2 electrons, we know we are talking about the number of Faraday, which is what? 2. So 2 Faraday was passed and 6.35 grams of copper was deposited. If you observe properly, you will see that the mass of copper here is the atomic mass of copper. You can visit the periodic table to see the atomic mass of different elements. So the atomic mass of copper is 63.5 grams. That is the atomic mass of copper. So when 2 Faraday was passed to the solution, 63.5 grams of copper was deposited. Now, if we calculate 1 Faraday will now deposit, what's the mass that will be deposited when we pass 1 Faraday through the solution? So we have 63.5 divided by what? By 2. Also considering aluminium having a valency of +3, which symbolizes that we have 3 Faraday passed to the solution. So what am I trying to say? Anytime you see the number of electrons in an ionic equation, know that that's the number of Faraday that was passed to source what? Solution. So we have 3 Faraday passed to the solution, and we have 27 grams of copper deposited. So this is the atomic mass of copper that was what? Deposited. Now, what will be the mass that will be deposited when we pass 1 Faraday through the solution? And that we get by dividing the mass by 2. Now, can you just observe this? What do you actually see from this very place when we are calculating for 1 Faraday? Anybody? Okay, let me explain. If we observe properly, we will see that when we passed 1 Faraday, what we did was to divide the mass of the element, or the atomic mass of the element, by the number of Faraday, the amount of Faraday passed, which is the same thing as the number of electron that we have, that was gained in the solution. So we divided by 2. Over to this very one too, we have the atomic mass of aluminium being divided by the number of Faraday, which is 3, or we can say by the number of valency electron. Aluminium has +3 as the valency electron, and we divided the mass by 3. So this is what happens when we pass the same amount of charge through different solutions. So when we pass the same amount of charge through different solutions, how we can get this mass is by dividing the atomic mass of the element, the atomic mass, by the what? The valency. So when we pass the same charge through different solutions, this is how we can actually get the mass that was what they deposited by this very what charge of what? Of 1F. So this brings about the Faraday's second law, that when the same quantity of charge is passed through different solutions, that the masses of the substances obtained is in proportion to the equivalent masses. I'm confusing you now, right? What is the equivalent masses? The equivalent masses is the mass obtained when we pass different, the same quantity of electricity through different solutions. So in this place, we passed 1F. So the mass of the substance deposited here is what? So what we obtained here, anything we obtained here is the equivalent mass. This will give us the equivalent mass. And whatever we obtain here is the equivalent mass. So when we pass 1 Faraday, we obtain the equivalent mass. When we also pass 1 Faraday, we also obtain the equivalent mass. So this is what happens when we pass the same quantity of electricity through different solutions. And this brings about the Faraday's second law, which I state again, that when the same quantity of electricity is passed through different solutions, that the mass of the substance is obtained is in proportion to the equivalent what masses.